Welcome to this week's edition of the Q1 Buck Poll. I'm Tim Hart-Haverhill. He's Mike Big Buck Hoffner. Well, we've had our first party. We had it in Coldwater for the region down there. And, you know, Mike, it was awesome. We had a lot of stories. First place took home a 50 caliber CVA muzzleloader, and Chris Evenhouse will be telling his story on the show today, but it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know, people were in a great mood. The weather cooperated, so we've been through this before. We've had to drive through some snowstorms,
weather, exactly.
But we didn't have to do it this time. What a great time we had.
And we have all kinds of stories for you this week, from little girls all the way up to guys that really could smoke a cigar in their stand, and the deer comes in.
You know,
amazing.
I did not want to show that segment to Tony LaPratt. It blows his whole theory.
Exactly. All right, stay with us. We got all that and bucks right here on the Q1 Buck Poll. Trophy Class Real Estate specializes in listing and selling unique recreational, hunting land, and vacant land properties.
Hi, I'm Dan Hoffman. We're the premier real estate brokerage firm for Cabela's Trophy Properties in Michigan. If you're looking to buy, we have great properties like this one.
Here's 24 acres of vacant land and waterfront in Calhoun County. The property includes your very own 7-acre buildable island. There's great whitetail deer hunting and fishing. Own a one-of-a-kind piece of property.
Call us today or go online to see all of our properties.
Add style to your bedroom or living room with log furniture from Thurston's Furniture. One-of-a-kind log bedroom sets, dressers, mirrors, easy beds that convert from a couch to a bed. Specializing in custom orders, Thurston's offers a great selection to choose from. Plus, check out our Northwoods Wildlife Print area rugs. Want a camel recliner? You'll find it at Thurston's. Thurston's Furniture on M60 in Homer. Everything you want in log furnishings at great prices.
Did you know that Tire City is more than just tires? Marshall Tire, Albion Tire, and Charlotte Tire are all more than just tires at great prices. We're your complete auto repair center. We're brakes, oil changes, steering and suspension, diagnostics. We're more than just tires. We're your complete auto repair facility. Tire City, Marshall, Albion, and Charlotte.
Back here on the Q1 Buck Poll. Well, Mike, as we were talking about, we had our first party in Coldwater. I bet 160 plus people were in attendance. We had a gun raffle with DNR Sports Center in Kalamazoo. He is going to come to some other parties. Well, in particular, the main party, March 7th. So bring some money because you may go home with one of those guns.
Yeah, I talked to Brian Silken as I was walking out the door. He was a happy camper because he had the 7 of diamonds and he was a winner.
That's exactly right. Well, we got parties coming up in Morley and Montrose, so make sure you put it on your calendar if you're in those regions. And then our final party is going to be March 7th. Everything is listed on the website. It's also listed on the Facebook page. And with that, Big Buck Hoffner has some big bucks for us.
All right, let's start right out in South Mid Michigan with Scott Vogt with a 11-pointer. The score was 45.5. Ross Weeks from South Mid Michigan brings in a 12-pointer. The score is 50.5. And Brett Chamberlain in South Mid Michigan's 11-pointer scores 48.
Well, on today's show, we have all kinds of stories for everybody to listen to. And I tell you what, Mike, it was just interesting. The young girls, you know, they were, I don't want to say funny, but they were entertaining. How's that?
Yeah, they had a great time. But again, boy, hunting has really changed, and it's become a family affair. And even the females are hitting it hard, and they're doing better than those males out in the woods. So congratulations, ladies.
We got Angel Rickett with us, also Paige Rusi, and then we'll have some other interviews. So you're watching the Q1 Buck Poll. Here's our prize party from Coldwater.
Okay, so it was the second day of gun season, and I went out with my grandpa. He's over there. And we...
Wave to us one more time, Grandpa.
All right.
And we saw a bunch of does. It was about probably 6:15, 6:30. We were out, and we saw a bunch of does, and I kind of got bored because there was really not any action or anything, so I fell asleep.
All right, 2 kids have been up here, 2 sleepers.
And I was sleeping, and he woke me up, and he told me to get my gun ready. Well, I woke up, and I had no idea what was going on. So he told me that there was a buck outside my window. So I said, okay. So I got my gun ready and everything, and he said, okay, pull it up. So I pulled it up, and he goes, when I grunt, get ready to shoot. I want it to get turned broadside so I can get a shot on it. So I said, okay. So I get my gun up there, and I can't see out of my scope. My scope is all fogged up, and I can't see it. So I have to quietly, get it all situated so I can shoot, and then I can't get a good shot on it. I can't see out of my scope still. I wasn't level with my gun. So he's sitting over there, and he goes, seriously, do not ruin this.
Hey, that is good advice from a grandpa, because why? I'm going to kick your or something.
No pressure.
So I was like, okay. So I get my gun up, and he goes, okay, I'm going to grunt. So as soon as he grunts, I think the deer turns so I can shoot at it. So I just shoot. And he goes, you missed. I was like, it was right on. I know I didn't miss. He goes, no, you missed. So we watched it, and it ran up a hill, and it started coming back down. He goes, get ready, because it's going to come back out. Well, it plopped over, and it was dead. But I have a story to tell you of how I shot it. I hit the hindquarters, and it slid all the way down its body and went into its back shoulder.
Really? That's a heck of a shot.
Yep. I went out there, and I was looking at my deer, and he goes, well, let's get a picture. Well, before we got the picture, I said, what's the line down its body? And so he told me the story of how I shot it.
Well, congratulations. That's a big-time story. Let's give her a round of applause. How about that? Very nicely done. And I would just like to know, how you know when your grandpa is grunting for a deer and when your grandpa is just grunting.
I don't know.
They kind of sound the same, don't they?
Sometimes.
All right. Well, congratulations. Let's give Angel a little round of applause. Thank you, Angel. Really loud.
I was with my cousin, and me and her were on a log watching for deer, and all of a sudden I saw this couple of deer run by, and I told my dad, and I was picking them all morning saying there's deer, and so he's like, yeah, right, and actually he's like, and then he saw him, he's like, and then he was putting me over back on the lawn.
All right, and so then did he get you all set up so you could take the shot?
Yeah.
Did he get it all loaded for you?
Yep.
Did he get it aimed for you?
No.
No, you aimed it yourself then, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, what was it like when you pulled the trigger?
I didn't really know what was going on.
A lot of smoke.
Yes.
There was a lot of smoke. I'm sure there was. Well, do you like hunting with a muzzleloader?
Yeah.
You like hunting with your dad?
Yes.
He's a pretty nice guy, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You known him all your life?
Yeah.
Who cleaned it?
Hey, who gutted the deer? Did you?
No.
No? Well, once again, your dad's a good guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get you a bigger allowance,
Yeah.
Dad, anything else you want to add to that story?
She did a great job, and I love hunting with her and my son, and it makes it all worthwhile going out there.
What do you think the biggest thing is about taking kids out hunting?
Just the quiet time with them and relaxing and not 10 million things going on like usually is. So
But no iPads out there?
none, not a one ever. Yeah.
You miss the iPad when you're out there?
No.
All right, well, good deal. What do you like most about being out in the woods?
Shooting big bucks.
Nice, exactly right. Okay, there, give him the rack, hold it up, and look right at the guy at the camera. Big smile with your dad. Father, daughter, give him a round of applause.
At Outfitters Taxidermy, I do high-quality work at reasonable prices. We do it all at Outfitters Taxidermy, from birds, small mammals, fish, deer, shoulder mounts, full-body mounts. I pay attention to the details in the mount, like your eyes, the nose, and the way the horns are set. make sure the measurement's all correct, just like it is when you brought it in. If you're not sure how to cape your deer, I can do it for you, show you how to do it, where to make cuts, where not to make cuts. When you shoot that buck of a lifetime, give me a call at Outfitters Taxidermy.
Hunting, fishing, trapping, Frank's Sporting Goods in Morley.
We got the biggest selection of trapping supplies in West Michigan and the experience to go along with it, so we can teach you how to do everything right here on the spot.
Long guns and handguns for any application, and expert service from someone who lives the outdoors.
Don't forget, we got a great selection of ammo.
You'll find it all at Frank's Sporting Goods in Morley. Stop in or call Frank's Sporting Goods in Morley for the best deals around.
Hi, my name is Vic Havens, and we invite you to stop here at Frank's Sporting Goods in Morley, Michigan.
Get your boots on at Backroad Saloon, the area's #1 country music entertainment, featuring a spacious 5,000 square foot dance floor catered to line dancing. Backroad Saloon, where there's live music on the weekends and special guests. Join us March 7th for the Q1 Buck Poll's final party. There's prizes for hunters and guests, and it's your chance, hunters, to win the Yamaha Grizzly 350 ATV. Backroad Saloon, the Nashville of the North, the area's #1 country music venue. Well, we've got bucks on today's show, as I've been talking about earlier. And Mike, with these upcoming parties, I want to let everybody know that everyone is welcome. A lot of people bring guests. We have prize drawings for the guests. So there's a lot of things happening. And, you know, of course, the stories are just fabulous.
Yeah, I love the stories. But again, the prize is awesome. That's all you got to do is just show up. Your name gets put in the hat. Whether you're a guest or a hunter, you walk away with something in your hands. It's pretty cool.
We've got some featured bucks now here on the Q1 Buck Poll.
Let's start out in South Central Michigan with Justin Rudder with an 8-pointer, the score 50.5. Reggie Williams from South Central Michigan brings in an 8-pointer, the score 55.25. And Brian Humphrey from South Mid Michigan's 14-pointer scores 48.375.
One of the things we want to show you is, hey, I have a new shirt on. It's the Q1 Buck Poll, the original Whitetail Addiction. That's our new shirt this year.
Yeah, not only the new shirt, but I think I got the first one that was given out of the box.
Absolutely you did.
I was proud to wear it.
Yeah, and he looked good. It made you look much better.
You made me model in front of everybody. I can't believe they didn't throw stones at me.
Yeah, oh no, you're a good-looking man. Hey, on the at the regional prize party, again, we talk about the stories. Well, Rocky Warner was with us, and what a unique story. He gets up there, he's got his buck, and well, I think he did almost everything contrary to what you're supposed to do to get a big buck.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't stop laughing behind the scenes because really he talked about he never shoots a deer. And I wanted to say, watch this segment because this is the reason why. He just happened to luck out on this occasion.
Donuts, coffee, a cigar. Here's his story and a few others from our Coldwater party. We got Rocky Warner, who has been here before. Is that right? Never?
No.
All right. He's got a 13-pointer, a 17-inch spread, 10 inches of mass, longest tine 8.5, total score 48.5, a shotgun from Burlington, and Rocky?
Branch County.
What's that? Shot in Branch County? All right, tell me about the hunt.
Well, I wasn't going to go. I'd been hunting, since I was old enough to hunt, and every time I go out, I'd see a buck, I'd get all shaky and stuff, and I'd miss them. And last year I went to all extremes. I put apples out and everything, and built a big old tree house so I wouldn't get cold.
Did you have a heater in it?
Yes, I did. And put trail cams out and everything, so I didn't see anything. Got a lot of pictures on the trail cams. So this year I didn't even put no trail cams out, no feed, no nothing. And the last minute I thought, well, I'll go. So I bought my license the night before. Or no, I didn't. It was that morning at 4 o'clock in the morning at Walmart. I bought my license.
Before you went out, right?
Before I went out.
You know the DNR watches the show, right?
I know they do. But it was...
They tracked the Q1 buck poll, I will tell you.
It's right there. It's stamped on the license. It was like 4 o'clock. And so I didn't get to the woods until it was like 5:36. And I was sitting there and I carrying my coffee and donuts and stuff up, and I'm sitting there and I'm...
Did you know that deer can smell donuts? Do you know that?
Well, that must have brought him in because I'm sitting there eating my coffee or drinking my coffee and eating my donut, and I got a cigar lit and I'm looking out the window.
Wait a second here. Coffee, which smells all over the place. Donuts, which you can smell. And let me just fire up an old cigar, and I guarantee I'll spray myself and not a deer's going to smell me.
and it's daylight now. It's like 5:10 after 7, and I'm sitting there, and man, I ain't gonna see nothing. All of a sudden, I hear this crunch, 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 and I see this doe, and well, I ain't got no doe permit, so I didn't get excited. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, about 2 minutes went by, and all of a sudden I see this big rack. And I thought, oh no, man, where's my gun? It's hanging up here. I reached up and I grabbed my gun and I racked a shell in it, and I'm sitting there.
Wait a second, what'd you do with the cigar?
I laid it down on the floor of the tree stand, of the tree house.
I'm just checking.
So I'm sitting there, and then when I turned to get my gun, I lost sight of him. I thought, oh man, where'd he go? So I'm looking, and all of a sudden I see this body of this deer, and a tree was actually hiding the rack. Thank God. So I didn't get all shaky and stuff, And so I shot, and I hit him right in the heart, and he run probably 100 feet, fell, and then it took me 2 hours to drag him 100 feet because I can't breathe very well from smoking cigars.
Yeah, well, you probably took a little smoke break on the way out, didn't you, man?
But yeah,
that's a celebration smoke. You know how that works?
It actually took me longer to load him in the truck than it did to shoot him. It was awful, man. So, and I need to quit smoking, but.
Well, I wouldn't quit smoking during deer season.
No, it's the biggest buck that I've ever got. And I did go out one year with my daughter, and I lit up a cigar, and she says, don't do that. You won't see any deer. And there was a small buck and a doe just run right by us, But we let them go. And my daughter couldn't believe that with me smoking, there they were.
Can I ask what kind of cigar this was?
Swisher Sweet.
Nice, the deer like that sweet stuff. That's awesome.
The BLK cherries.
The BLK cherries. Everything for the sportsman.
DNR Sports Center.
For the hunter, tree stands, bows, guns, and gear. All the top brands.
Right here at DNR Sports Center.
For the fisherman, check out the huge selection of boats, marine supplies, and tackle.
DNR Sports Center.
Full service mechanic for boats, guns, and bows. One-stop shopping, a huge selection, and the best service around.
Come see for yourself and experience the personal service at DNR Sports Center. Everything for the sportsman.
Great country for Kalamazoo. Find us on your radio at 102.5, online at greatcountry1025.com, and on your mobile device on iHeartRadio. Kalamazoo's Great Country 1025, powered by Nash.
The Field & Stream Outdoor Life Michigan Deer and Turkey Expo is back. The Summit Sports Complex in Dimondale will be your hands-on, real gear hunting info headquarters. February 13th through February 15th. Bring the family to try the latest gear and get great bargains at over 250 booths. Enter your big buck in the Trophy Big Game Contest or Shed Antlers in the new Shed Antler Contest. Enjoy how-to seminars and hands-on demos all weekend long. Get discounted advance tickets at deerinfo.com. The Field & Stream Outdoor Life Michigan Deer and Turkey Expo.
The great outdoors has a lot to offer, and if you're ready to experience it on the next level, Greenstone can help you get it done. We finance acreage of nearly any size, from a hunter's haven to adventurous trails, or even that relaxing place on the lake. Greenstone's loan options make owning land affordable, with terms up to 30 years. And with 36 locations in Michigan and Northeast Wisconsin, we're just a short drive away. To learn more, visit greenstonefcs.com. Greenstone Farm Credit Services. We finance the great outdoors.
Well, make sure you put on your calendar our upcoming events. We've got one in Morley and one in Montrose. Montrose is a new area for us, and that is going to be a great time. The Montrose Pub. They've got a huge room. You can bring your racks. You're right in between like Hicks Outdoors and Bear Sporting Goods, so we'll have them there, and it's going to be a good time.
Well, every party's a good time.
Absolutely.
That's why we call it Prize Party.
My goodness. Are you a teacher and educator? Is that what you are?
I come up with this stuff. I know where it comes from.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we don't either. Anyway, here's some bugs with Big Bug Hoffner.
All right, let's start out with Ben Fath in Midwest Michigan, scoring with a 12-pointer, the score 50 1/4. And Anton Stark in Southwest Mid-Michigan's 10-pointer scores 45 1/4.
Well, it's time now to hear the stories from the biggest bucks in the South Central region. And I will tell you that the biggest buck
in the South Central was the biggest buck overall, Chris Evenhouse.
Yeah, he should be very, very proud. A lot of picture taking. He got up there. People wanted to take pictures of that buck. It is a beauty, and congratulations to him. And, way to go. He wins the top prize, and he gives it away to his buddy who lets him hunt on his farm. That's class.
And that way, the buddy could give it to his kid, which was cool.
Exactly.
Get the kids out to do some hunting. Here's some of the top bucks now from the South Central region.
So Tristan Fernie, again, a third-place finisher. Biggest buck ever you had?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me about the hunt.
It was youth season. I had just gotten to the stand that night and scared off a little fawn, and then I went out and saw a couple other deer, and he came in with a perfect picket fence 10-pointer, and I shot him in the spine.
So it wasn't too tough, was it?
Oh, it was.
What was tough about it?
Had 4 shots after that and 2 knife holes in them.
Wait a sec. Let me back that story up. Well, I got a little rerun. I missed the first part of that now. All right, so tell me that story one more time.
He came in with 2 does and a picket fence 10-pointer. I had shot him in the spine, and then I tracked him and shot him 3 more times after that and put 2 knife holes in him.
You ever got that now? That deer was dead. Dead. I'm thinking, yeah, Rambo deer hunter is what we're talking about. Huh? Did you put blood all over your face and everything too?
Nah.
Come on, man. You got to do that kind of stuff. All right. Well, obviously the biggest one. Have you seen this deer then before?
No, we just had 3 pictures of him the day before I shot him, so.
And then what did you think when you walked up on him?
Holy crap.
Yeah, our first holy crap of the night. You got to like that, folks. Well, congratulations. That is a fabulous-looking deer. Our third-place buck. Round of applause. Anyway, Mike, well, is this your biggest deer you ever got?
This is the biggest.
And quite a unique mount here, too.
Yeah, this one's got just unique. He's got a lot of character. Obviously a good deer, but a deer that took some time and patience. We passed this deer, had history of him as a 2-year-old. He disappeared on us as a 3-year-old and then was back with us this year. So a lot of patience, and I got to thank the guys that I hunt with too, and the guys around me because
they didn't shoot it.
They could have taken. We passed it as a 2-year-old, and he wasn't nearly as big, but he had the double main frame and the characters. So yeah.
All right, so he walked out and.
Well, actually, it's kind of an interesting story because of the fact we had him on trail camera prior to season. August 30th, he came up missing, and then we didn't have any pictures or any footage of him at all. Hadn't seen him in daylight hours or even in the dark with trail cams until the night I shot him. I shot him on October 18th or 19th, and hadn't hunted that area at all because of the fact that the wind wasn't right. We couldn't get in there, but we weren't even sure he was still around. So the cool part about it, though, I think the coolest part is the fact that he was coming in. For the first time I was using a video camera, and as he's coming in, I'm thinking, there's no way I'm going to turn that thing on and try and do this and film him while I'm trying to shoot this deer. And fortunately, he turned off and veered off the path, and so at that point I'm rethinking that, thinking if I'm not going to get shot, I'm at least going to film him. And so I flipped the video camera on quickly and was able to capture everything on film. So.
And can we get that film to show on TV?
I'll have to wait and see.
I got up to my tree stand and I looked over and I thought I seen tall tines out in the tall grass in the swamp. And I looked at it for about 10, 15 seconds. It never moved. So I was just thinking I was seeing things and hung up my backpack and stuff. And about 10 minutes later, I looked up and watched him stand up out of his bed. And there was a tree in the way, so I couldn't see his horns. And I looked around the tree and seen it was him and just instantly started shaking like a leaf. And worst buck fever I've ever had. And watched him for about 20 minutes come in, and he came right in. I drew back. And he was one step away from a perfect shot at about 15 yards. And I held my bow for almost a minute, kept on trying to come forward on me, and I'm watching him, and I'm thinking he's going to see me because I'm shaking so bad. And he was just looking around, and finally I opened up my other eye. I'd been looking through my peep sight the whole time, and I seen a small hole through the bush he was standing behind. I thought I could make the shot, and I don't know if I used the wrong pin or what I did, but I shot, and he just took 2 leaps and stopped, and I realized I had missed him. And so from where he was at to my tree stand, I knew he couldn't see my right arm, so I slowly reached around the back of the tree and blindly reached up to my quiver and grabbed an arrow and slowly brought it back around, and I was just getting ready to knock it when I realized I grabbed the only field point I had in my quiver. And so I'm sitting there thinking, what am I going to do? If I drop it, he's going to see it, because he was just standing there looking back trying to figure out what had happened. And I knew I couldn't get it back in my quiver, and I happened to look over. I seen my backpack, and I seen the little water pouch in it, and I slowly slid the arrow down the pocket and bounced up against the tree, reached back around, grabbed another arrow, knocked it, and about the time I was knocking it, he had turned around and was coming out further this time, trying to get a little further downwind, and I stopped him at 30 yards and luckily made a perfect shot. And he ran about 50 yards, stopped, turned around again, looked back, still didn't even realize what had happened. I watched him go right down and everything, so it was just amazing.
What was it like when you came upon the deer to really see the size and everything?
It was just unbelievable. I was in shock at how big he was. I mean, we watched him all throughout the summer in velvet and everything else, and trying to put a plan together and hoping you're going to get a chance, but knowing realistically you're probably not going to get that chance. And it was just awesome to see it come together and getting up to him. I mean, I just sat there in awe for a while. So it was awesome.
Country Smokehouse was started years ago by myself and Suzanne, and we want to specialize in homemade old-fashioned sausage and jerkies and things like that. People say it's a destination. They come out for the barbecue, they come out for the homemade sausages. A lot of organic people, natural people want to buy the product because they can't find it in the local stores. We are the largest processor in the state of Michigan. We invite all hunters to come in, bring your deer in, or just stop in and check us out so you can see yourself.
I recommend you come to the Country Smokehouse because you'll never be disappointed.
Mike, great stories from Coldwater, but again, we invite everybody to join us at the upcoming parties, again, at the Mosey Inn in Morley and at the Montrose Pub in Montrose.
But if you can't make it, come to the final party in Marshall, Michigan. I mean, we give away the ATV. It's a great prize, and that's all you have to do.
It's a huge facility that afterwards they're going to have a country band. You could do some line dancing or something like that. It's the kind of place it is. It's going to be great, March 7th.
I love the line. I love the country music. I'm not much of a dancer, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we'll see if we can't get your feet rolling. All right. He's Mike Big Buck Hofter. I'm Tim Hart-Haberl. Thanks for being with us this week, right here on the Q1 Buck Poll. Remember, whenever you're out and about, be safe.
Great country for Kalamazoo. Find us on your radio at 102.5, online at greatcountry1025.com, and on your mobile device on iHeartRadio. Kalamazoo's Great Country 1025, powered by Nash.